welcome back to another in-house session of our Chit Chat. Back this week to talk all things Northwest Ohio sports. I'm Chuck Martinez-Brandon, joined by
Tim McDonough and
Lynn Groll.
We're going to talk about basketball, a little wrestling. We might even talk college hoops. Who knows?
Well, why don't we start with wrestling, Chuck? Let's talk about recap this state wrestling tournament. That'd be pretty darn exciting for you.
73rd annual is great. Saturday night finals, I call it most feasibly the most exciting day in Defiance area wrestling history. We had two guys from Defiance, B.J. Miller from Defiance High School and Cade Mansfield from Ayersville High School, both 112-pounders, B.J. in Division II, Cade in Division III, wrestling at the same time Saturday night under the lights, up on the raised mats down at the Schottenstein Center. B.J. became Defiance's first champion since the 70s, since Dave Harrow did it as a heavyweight, and Cade finished second, unfortunately, but he was ranked like 12th going into the tournament, so to finish as a state runner-up was really great for Cade. A great tournament all around. Montpelier had a big showing, first state placer since the mid-'80s, so great tournament, really exciting. Thousands of people there to see the area wrestlers, and kids from Northwest Ohio stepped up again.
Well, and let's not forget our man Chuck Martinez-Brandon right here coming back with an award. Chuck, why don't you tell our loyal followers about that?
Won the Media Service Award, voted on by all the people that cover the state wrestling tournament, and got a plaque right before Friday's session, so that was pretty exciting. Got to introduce right out there on the mats, on the floor at the Schottenstein Center. Just a little bit nervous. I don't know why nobody's watching me, but it was a great honor. You know, it's a lot of great people. Brian Brakeman has won that award, so that to even be on a list of people who've won it with people like that is just really an honor.
That's well deserved, Chuck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Lenny? I know you made the trek over to Worcester.
Yep.
Worcester, as some people would call it, to see DC play number 8 team, Wisconsin Whitewater. Talk about that, and I'm sure you came home a little disappointed.
Yeah, it kind of slipped away from the Jackets at the end. They really were in the lead really the whole game, and were up 6, I think, with 2 minutes left. Ayersville grad Logan Wolfram hit a big 3 for him with 2 minutes left, and then Whitewater finished on a 10-0 run to knock the Jackets out of the NCAA tournament. So a little disappointing end of the season, but the Jackets finished up with a great year, 20-some wins, and it's been a long time since they've had something like that around here.
Yeah, it had been a while since they'd been to the tournament and had that many wins in a season, hadn't it?
Yeah, it'd been a real long time. I think 2001 they got to 20 wins, but it was back in the 90s when they were up to that many wins, so it's been a long time. They lose a lot of kids, so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back next year and try to keep this rolling.
Well, congratulations to the Jackets. They have a good year. And we were talking before we came on camera here a week ago at this time. We had 5 teams from the area, Defiance 6-county area, trying to get to state in girls basketball. And this week's the state tournament. We have exactly 0 going. It's kind of a surprise, really. We had Wauseon Division II get knocked out. Tenora in a game against Liberty Benton that I guess was kind of chippy at the end. They got knocked out there, and then we had 3 teams in Division IV, including number 1 Ottoville, that got beat, and Pandora, Gilboa, and Pettisville both lost in the semifinals. So a little unfortunate that none of those teams are making the trek to state, but hey, it was a great year for all those teams, and get to regionals, nothing to
nothing to cry about there. It's still a good season.
Yeah, congratulations to all of them. Here we are this week, boys regionals basketball. We've got. We got Defiance sitting there in Division II, Archbold in Division III. We have 3 teams in Division IV, again, all at the same site. We got Kalida taking on Wayne Trace tonight in the late game at Bowling Green, and we've got Miller City taking on Ottawa Hills in the early game. I know you saw Wayne Trace, didn't you, Lenny?
Yeah, they played North Central tonight. I saw them, and they look good. They got some good inside play with the Baxa kid that night, and the Davis kid on the perimeter is a nice player. So see how things work out. I know you're going to be beating a Pat down 281 this week to BG.
Yeah, I'll be there tonight, tomorrow night, Thursday night, Friday night, and if Archbold wins, Saturday night. So I'm going to be hanging out in BG. Before we move on to that, let's talk about, you saw Miller City come back and beat Pandora Gilboa in the game the other night.
14-point comeback in the 4th quarter. Kyle Neese just imposed his will. Whatever he felt like doing, he was doing. They're down by a point. They come back. I don't know, it was like 30 seconds left. And he's got the ball at the top of the key, and everybody converges down on Lammers, down in the post. I don't know, maybe somebody else step out and guard Kyle. I don't know. He only had 17 points in the quarter. Come on. So, but yeah, when they get hot, they get hot. So, and beating the Pandora Gilboa team that was restocked with Gratz and Lee, that says a lot about Miller City. So maybe they can pull off another one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we had an all-PCL final down there with Kalida and Miller City. I don't want to take anything away from Wayne Trace or Ottawa Hills. I just think they're probably the best two teams there.
Yeah.
Well, we got Division III. Archibald's taking on unbeaten Plymouth tomorrow night in the late game over there. They're playing great defense. The Streaks are right now. They've pretty much, talking about imposing their will. They've been doing it on the defensive end. I mean, they're not flashy, and you just go, well, who's, their stud, but they just got a bunch of kids who play well together. They're deep on the bench, and they just win. It's going to be tough, though. Plymouth's got a Turson kid who scored over 2,000 for his career. His dad's the coach. He's a stud. That should be a fun matchup, and I'm looking forward to seeing Defiance play. Have either one of you guys seen him play?
I haven't seen him play.
I seen him play against Lima Shawnee when they got a share of the WBL title, I guess it was. But they looked really good that night. It was a close game, and then they really blew it open the second half. I think the Knopfsinger kid can really guard well, and I think that's been kind of a key from what I've heard around town from the Bulldogs.
With Bruce covering them, I know during the winter I don't get to see him in basketball, but all those kids that are seniors are in the same class with my son Ryan, so I know a lot of those kids. They've been to my house. I'm going to be excited to see those guys. Exactly. I mean, it's a great group of kids, and I can't wait to see them go out there and play Port Clinton, who's also unbeaten and state ranked. That should be interesting. So that's what we've got going on around here in the Defiance 6 County area. I think the other thing that people might be talking about this week are these things right here. These NCAA brackets. Who you guys got winning all?
This week, huh?
Who you guys got winning it all?
So, every year I sort of pick somebody that I like. I'm just going to go with front runner. Give me Kansas.
Chuck's taking Kansas.
I don't know. I can't. I just look at it and I got to go with Kansas. They defend. They have all these weapons on offense. The Morris twins, Cole Aldridge, Sharon Collins. They just have. They just
breaking it down. Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. Yeah.
Do they wrestle there?
I have to admit I like Kansas too. So now I'm gonna have to change my bracket. Well, I think that's all we got for you this week. We'll come back next week. Hopefully, send in your challenge Chucks. I know spring sports are right around the corner. Lenny here would like to see a home run derby. If anybody wants to challenge Chuck to that, we'll even let Lynn pitch for it. So send those to us. www.crescent-news.com. Check us out there. The email address is cnsports@crescent-news.com. Look for us then.